HadesOmega here. I'm riding a 2017 Triumph Thruxton R. I'm pretty sure this is the R model. Ooh, the clutch is very light on this bike. I like it. Yeah, this is actually my second time riding a Thruxton R. I rode one, I think, last year. The throttle's pretty herky-jerky, but I am in sport mode. Ooh. Okay, so here we are, 27 Triumph Thruxton R. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say R anywhere on it. It's the funny thing, but I'm pretty certain this is the R model because it has the Showa forks in the front and the Olin suspension in the back. This is a very nice bike. I absolutely adore this bike. The reason I wanted to go do a demo ride on this again is because I only got to ride it around the block last time. So this time I get to ride it around the block, but a much bigger block. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'll tell you right now, there's a sport mode, a rain mode, and a road mode. Let's try road mode. And away we go. So we're just going for, easy demo ride, a nice little group ride in San Jose here. I tell you now, I absolutely love the Thruxton R. Had I not have bought my Impulse, this might have been, something I would have bought, but it's a little on the pricey side. I think they go for 17,000 MSRP. I will try and, but I will put a subtitle below and let you know, in road mode, it is a lot easier to handle. The throttle isn't so jerky. I do like it. I think around the city, that's what you're going to want to ride in road mode. That's why they have these different ride modes, so it doesn't try to get away with you. And it works. So now we'll try, actually, let's try rain mode. I bet rain mode is probably equivalent to like B mode for the Yamahas. It is a whatchamacallit, it's the smoothest throttle, so you can't get in trouble with the rear braking loose or anything. So we'll give that a try once it turns green here. I'll talk about the gauge cluster since we're at a stop here. There's two gauge clusters, a left and a right one. They're all kind of clock style analog gauges. It goes from 0 to 140 from the 8 o'clock to the 4 o'clock position, and it has a nice little Triumph logo in between them, into the two big gauges, and then there's an RPM gauge on the right, and it goes up to 7,000 RPM. And an interesting thing about the tachometer is it is in hundreds. Yeah, it's in hundreds because it's 70. So 70 is the red line, and their numbers are like 10, 20, 30, 40, but it's in 1,000 RPM-ish segments if you're thinking about it. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Never seen that on another motorcycle. They use a different scale for the RPM. But you only got 7,000 RPM to play with. But I tell you this, boy, does the Thruxton have a lot of torque, man. Yeah, in rain mode, it's very smooth, the throttle input. So I like that. So you got different choices how you want the throttle. How you would like the throttle sensitivity. Let's see if we can change it on the fly. Try to change it to sport mode here, the most aggressive. No, can't do it. I think you have to be off the throttle. Yeah. can't change ride modes while you're riding, unfortunately. The clutch, I like the clutch. Oh, there we go. I don't know, maybe you just have to wait a little longer. But the clutch, you have to. It's very light on this. I like it. It's very easy to. I can easily just pull it with one finger if I had to. You know. I don't know if this has a slipper clutch, but we can try. But it have all the bells and whistles for the suspension. The suspension is beautiful on this bike. It's got individual compression and I think I don't know what 10 is. 10. I guess tension and compression. But anyway, it's basically adjustable rebound and compression, I think, on the forks. There's a Showa forks, and the rear suspension is an Öhlins. I'm not really sure what the adjustments are on it. It's a twin shock setup in the rear, like all the other Bonneville, Thruxton, those type of bikes. And yeah, but I'll tell you now, the seating position on the Thruxton is not bad. You would think like, yeah, you're gonna be leaning forward, your back's gonna be hurting and everything, but it's actually very comfortable. I like it. And the bike feels very light, small, and nimble. But I guess I don't really be able to test it out until we get over here to Dry Creek Road. We're in sport mode. Ooh, yeah, boys has got a lot more pep in sport mode. Nice fast shifting. Oh yeah, we're supposed to try the slipper clutch out. Here we can kind of get a feel for the handling. Very easy to ride. See how it does on these bumps here? Pretty good. Suspension just soaked it right up, no problem. I think it has a slipper clutch. Actually, I remember I probably shouldn't do demo rides while I'm in the back. While I'm in the front, because they go slow as balls in the front. I just realized that. So sorry, it's gonna be a kind of lame demo ride. Not going very fast here. We're just doing 25 miles per hour. I don't really get to lean off of the pegs or anything, so. Make no mistake, this is a very fast bike, and it's very fast handling, It's much smaller than my, it feels much lighter and smaller than my Impulse. And this does have the 1200cc engine. It's got a lot of power. Yeah, the throttle is pretty jerky in sport mode. You want to try to ride it in the city, but we'll just keep it in sport mode. It's not horrible, but it's a lot of herky-jerky if you're trying to ride at a slow pace, like we are right now. It's got some nice big mirrors. I wish I could get these mirrors for my Impulse. These are nice. Probably cost a pretty penny though. But yeah, so this is the Thruxton R. It's got a cafe bike styling, much like it's basically a hopped up version of the Thruxton. It's kind of got a forward leaning position. I can notice it's kind of hurting my wrist a little bit right now because I'm leaning so far forward. I don't like that feeling, but like I said, it's pretty comfortable. It's got clip-ons, but okay, looks like we're going down Hamilton here. Woo! Man, It doesn't have some get up and go, man. I tell you that, dude. I don't think I've gone past like 25-30% on the throttle so far, man. It's got so much power. Oh, I hope this guy's gonna stay in the middle lane, dude. Yeah, this bike is a hoot, man. I love it. The seat is not too bad. It's not too uncomfortable. It kind of it feels like it's kind of like a mushroom shape, sort of like when your knees go down off of the tank. Your knees kind of like dig into the tank. Actually, and actually, I'll tell you now, the Thruxton's a little bit small for me. I'm a 5'10", 175 pounds, and it feels like it's a little bit on the small side for me. Actually, my knees don't really dig into the tank very well. Yeah, I feel like the pegs have to be higher or something. And so I don't think the pegs are adjustable or anything. But it is a rad looking bike. I like it a whole lot. So good thing we've been able to... Oh, we're not going to take the freeway. We're going to just take Meridian back. This is kind of a boring route. So here, let's talk about the gauge cluster, the digital portion. There's like two little digital displays on each gauge cluster. There's a trip meter on one of them, and I think I can change that to trip 2. MPGs, 34 MPGs. This is get very good gas mileage, man. It's got a clock. Oh, traction control. There's traction control on and off. ABS. This does have ABS and traction control. Odometer and back to the trip. Let's try MPG. Yeah, this is kind of a lame demo ride. Sorry guys, but I dig this bike a whole lot. On the right side is your, it tells you what modes you are on the bottom, how much your fuel capacity is right now. I think we're like at 3/4, and I think there's a range. It says 74 miles, so I'm thinking that's the range on it. Yeah, so there you go, man. Also, I see on the left gauge cluster, the digital display, there is a wheel with a number 3 on it. So I'm thinking that is a traction control. That is a traction control thing. And this bike has very good stoppers. It's got some Brembo brakes, much like my Victory Impulse. Yeah, I have to say my wrists are starting to hurt. Squeak! Man, yeah, boy does it stop on a dime, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's so cool, man. There's the gas cap right here. I think these are the, there's a sticker on the bike that has like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Oh, okay, so this is the break-in procedure right here. I'm not supposed to rev it to like a certain RPM after within 300 miles. Let's see how many miles this bike has. This has 252 miles, so really I should not rev it past 4,000 RPM. For the break-in procedure. So there is a break-in procedure for the Triumph Thruxton R, just in case you guys are wondering. And yeah, it's basically, it limits your RPM for however many miles. So I think the first, man, I don't want to look down because the tank is like, this bike is a naked bike feeling, like kind of like you're flying. There's nothing. That's what I call you're like Superman. When you're looking straight ahead, you don't see anything underneath you. And that's kind of what the Thruxton feels like. There's nothing. It feels like there's nothing behind me, nothing underneath of me. Basically, but I can. The gauge. I think I like where the gauge cluster is on this bike. It's in a place where you can kind of just glance down at it real quick. It is kind of hard to read the speedo gauge. Just first, it just doesn't seem very. The numbers don't contrast very well with the silver gauge cluster, Yeah. So, alright, let's go put it in rain mode again. But yeah, like I said, the tank, my knees are too, where my knees are on the tank, they're like, it feels like they need to dig in more. I'm going past the indentations on the gas tank. I guess if I ride on my tippy toes, yeah, if you ride on your tippy toes, yeah, that's what it's designed for. Okay. It's designed for a, like, to ride in like a full tuck, sort of, or it's designed to be ridden in a tuck position. And it is very comfortable tucking. Yeah, it is actually. Because I'm on my tippy toes, and then now my knees go into the tank the way the tank was, you know, indented for your knees. So that's the way this bike was designed to ride, on your tippy toes. Well, at least for me. If I go back to, you know, the center of my foot on the foot pegs, my knees droop too low on the tank, you know. Yeah, so rain mode, very easy to handle. Nice smooth throttle, I like that. That's what I would do for a lot of the slow, you know, if you're just going to ride in the city, like kind of riding we just did right now. Whee! Alright, well there it is. I hope you've enjoyed the demo ride. It's a rad bike. I really like this bike. I wish I had one. We'll see how we can do a U-turn on it. Did we lose somebody? I feel like we lost somebody. Alright, cool. Hope you've enjoyed the ride. I'll put some specs in the video, and the price and all that good stuff. I like that seat. It's a beautiful bike. Oh, it does say Thruxton R. This is Thruxton R right here. It's kind of like a matte black finish. I think I would have liked it the other way around. I would have liked it white with like black stripes on it. This is kind of like black with like a aluminum finish. It's very cool looking like that.